Hello, the internet. This is going to be the demo try-on portion of January's Indie Brand Review series. I'm going to be putting products from Darling Girl Cosmetics on my face and kind of talking through applications, some tips that I've discovered over the course of this past week. I've been trying on these products on a pretty much daily basis, creating looks, posting them to my Instagram. So I'm going to kind of share what has worked for me. So if you do choose to go ahead and make a purchase, you have kind of a general idea of where to get started in terms of application, wear time, that sort of thing. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hit pause, bust out the products, and we'll get started. Okay, so to start out, I'm going to be going into the loose pigment Love Drug. It is a gray pigment. I would turn it and show it to you, but I don't really want loose pigment all over my desk. So I'm just going to go ahead and scooch in as much as possible. I'm dipping into this, and I'm going to be tapping off my brush into the cap for later use, because that has been what's worked for me really well. I've primed my lids with just a general concealer. I'm using LA Girls Pro Conceal, and that for the matte shade seems to work perfectly fine. Just about any primer or concealer that you want to use seems to work just fine. The only time that I've needed to use any sort of special primer was for the Diamond Dust shades, because they are essentially glittery, sparkly shades, and they do require a bit more adhesive to remain on your eye. But get started with this. So I'm just going in all over my lid with Love Drug, which is, again, this gray shade. I like how buildable these pigments are. They're not overly intense when you start off, but they can definitely be built up to be more intense, which is nice. I think it's kind of difficult to mess up and overdo it, at least in my experience. I haven't so far created any looks that I felt were too over the top, just going in the way I normally would with, a pressed shadow, which is nice. It's nice that it's kind of foolproof, which is counterintuitive because you are dealing with these pigments. Going ahead and trying to build this up just a little bit more. I found that it is fairly simple to blend away if you do end up getting just a little bit too much color in one area. These do blend out really, really well, which is nice. Okay, so now that we have our base, I'm going to be going in with a little bit of the actual free sample that I was sent, and thank goodness for that, because I didn't think to get a darker, outer V crease shade when I placed my order. But this is in a bag, so it's a little bit easier to see. But this is Naughty Bits. It's another one of the matte I'd like to find MILF shades. God, I love these names. So I'm going to be going in with this in my outer corner, just kind of dipping into it here. Starting off lightly, because I can always build it up. Just kind of creating a smoky outer V here. And then gonna go back in with my fluffy blending brush. Soften up this edge a bit. And even though I've done the rest of my face, I'm not too worried about fallout because, again, it is actually pretty easy to get rid of powder where you don't want it. This stuff does blend off fairly nicely without an issue. So, like, as you can see, there's a little bit of fallout there because I didn't tap off enough, I guess. But we are able to get rid of it fairly simply. This is just a fluffy powder brush. There's nothing on it. I don't have product on it. I'm just literally sweeping away the excess with really no problems whatsoever. Okay. So, now that we have this kind of darker, smokier base going on, I'm going to be picking up a glitter primer. This is the Ulta Beauty glitter primer, and I'm just going to be using my finger to pat a little bit of this onto the inner corner and my lid so that I can go in with my Diamond Dust shade, which is going to add the sparkle and wonderful prettiness to this look. So I'm just patting this on. Definitely use too much, but that's okay. I will just glow to the gods. I don't think that's a problem. That seems to be a trend nowadays, right? Just all the sparkle. Just all of it. Okay. So, when it comes to applying the Diamond Dust shades, you can either go in with your finger or basically any shader brush. When I was trying this out the other day, I just used just a medium angled shader brush. It's a Luxie brush, number 207. Super easy to work with, and it worked fine. It's fluffy. Didn't need to be anything special. Again, these are actually pretty easy to work with as shadows, just loose shadows go. Okay, so getting in closer, coming in with the shade Sirena, and this is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's stunning. This is probably by far my favorite shade, my favorite shadow that I've purchased in this order. It's absolutely freaking gorgeous. Okie dokie. So, I think that's pretty awesome. I'm just gonna touch stuff up a little bit, bring some of that darker color, the matte naughty bits under my lower lash line to even things out. Deepen up the outer V, just a tad. my blending brush for a minute. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the shadow as it stands. I'm going to go ahead and hit pause, throw on some liner. I'm going to be using Jessie's Girl Felt Tip. Super simple, nothing too fancy or crazy. Get some mascara on, and then we're going to move on to blush and lip color. So I will be right back. Okay, so I added some liner, mascara, just try and complete the eyes a bit, and we're going to be moving on to cheeks and lips. So I had ended up picking up one pigment that was specifically a blush. It was the Paradise Peach, a soft focus blush. But here's the awesome part. On every one of the pots of product, when it comes to the loose pigments, if you look on the bottom, you will see whether or not it is eye, lip, face safe. Every single one of them will let you know what you can do with it, which I think is awesome. The Diamond Dust, I believe, this Sirena, the color that I have on my eyes right now, is approved for eyes, lips, face, what have you. I'm not sure if the other color that I have, Dragon's Breath, is. That one is only for the eyes, I believe. Sorry, stepped off there to check that out. Because it's a green color and probably has to do with the ingredients of where you can put it. But the point of that is, for the soft focus blush, that's obviously fine to use on the face. I'm going to be using a little bit of Naughty Bits to deepen it up, because this one is also eyes, lip, face approved. It's a darker, more rusty color, and I'm thinking with this eye look, just plain peach blush is not going to cut it. So that was a very long-winded explanation for what I'm about to do, which is an experiment, and if it looks terrible, it looks terrible. So I've mixed a tiny bit of Naughty Bits with Paradise Peach, the soft focus blush, and I'm just going to go ahead and gently apply that to my face and hope for the best. So far so good. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like I was punched in the face, so it's always a good thing, right? It's always a good thing. Let's do a little bit on this side as well. I like to take my blush up a bit so that I'm not getting that, you know, droopy apple of the cheek thing. Okay, so there we go. Blush applied. Think it looks nice. Works for me at least. And then we're going to move on to lips. So I had purchased 3 different lip products. One was a lip balm called My Jam. It's purple. It's very pretty. Would probably work with this, but I want to give the pucker paint a try. The other one was a balm tint that's very metallic, and I'm not going to use that one, and you'll see why in a minute. So this pucker paint is called Vintage Plum, and let's see if I can spin it around. Probably got that right. It is a regular, there we go. It's a regular liquid lipstick type product. Pretty standard doe foot applicator. It goes on really easily, as you are about to see. I will shut up so that I can put this on without messing it up terribly. Go ahead and use a Q-tip to clean up the edges so that I don't look like a 3-year-old applied my lipstick. Okay, so if you can see, as I move, this is actually pretty metallic in and of itself. I wasn't expecting that when I purchased it, but frankly, I think it looks just absolutely freaking gorgeous. I did post a story about it, kind of doing a close-up of the lip, showing off the product itself. I love it. I love the formula. I think that this is just, it's stunning, it's comfortable. I've worn it twice so far throughout the day. The only complaint that I have for this particular product is that you do, as it wears down, you do get that line on the inside of your lip. But the good thing, another good thing about this product is that it's not an issue whatsoever to layer it. So if, 2-3 hours into my day, I go to the bathroom, I notice that I've got that line of demarcation between my natural lip color and my applied lip color, I can just go ahead and add a layer of this to fix that up, and it works perfectly. No issues whatsoever in layering. It doesn't come off patchy. Really is just an amazing formula. So much so that even though I have entirely too many lip products, I will probably be purchasing some more of these just because they are outstanding. That being said, I did notice one little issue, and I will get into this more in my full review video where I just pretty much talk through different points about the products. I did notice that when exposed to different temperatures, it seems to separate a little bit, which is weird. I got up this morning, my downstairs area actually reached, like 50 degrees. It got a little chilly. And this product itself separated, where you could see a kind of liquidy layer and then a pigmented layer, and it was weird. That being said, I shook it up, and it's still applying perfectly. Like, there are no actual issues with the product itself. I just thought that was a little odd. So that is something to think about. I guess if you're going to be experiencing temperature changes, just make sure that you shake your product before you go ahead and apply it, or you might get a weird result. But other than that, I mean, this is my face. I've talked for like 20 minutes. I'm very sorry, I ramble, but it's not that difficult to use these products. Like I said, they're easy to work with. Even though we're dealing with loose pigments, I feel like it's pretty foolproof. If I had no idea what I was doing with makeup, I'm still fairly confident that I could have purchased these and gone ahead and created looks without any major mishaps. Things do dust off really easily. And when it comes to the wear time, I will get into that a little bit more in the talk through as well, but you're going to get through your workday just fine with this makeup, specifically the eye makeup. You will eventually experience creasing, but you're going to make it through most of your day without an issue. And especially when it comes to, the diamond dust, the more shimmery shades, if you're wearing it out, you're going to be just fine. It's not going to be an issue. You're not going to have to worry about, running to a mirror and touching up your eyeshadow halfway through the night. You're going to look absolutely stunning throughout your evening. So that's not a problem at all. I'm really, really happy with these products, really happy with the brand. Everything has gone perfectly smoothly, and I would absolutely recommend them to anyone who's interested in dealing with loose pigments. So thank you. I will go ahead and finish up that full review and see y'all later.